We're surrounded by them. They're in our phones, our laptops, our cars. I mean, computers are absolutely everywhere. But have you ever really stopped and wondered what is going on inside that little black box? We use them 24/7, but most of us have no idea how they actually work. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain. We are going to answer that exact question, and we're going to start from the very beginning. You don't need any technical background for this, I promise. By the end of this, you'll have a super simple but really powerful way of understanding any computer you ever use. Okay, so first things first. To really get what a computer is, we have to understand why it was invented in the first place. And this isn't really a story about circuits and code, it's a story about solving a very, very human problem. And this right here, this gets to the absolute heart of it. We humans, well, we're amazing at the big picture stuff, right? Creative thinking, understanding nuance, solving tricky problems. But when it comes to doing the same boring thing over and over again, we are terrible. We're slow, we make mistakes, and honestly, we get bored. Just imagine trying to do a million math problems by hand. Our brains just aren't wired for that. And that is exactly where computers shine. At its absolute core, a computer is just a tool. It's a machine specifically designed to do what we're bad at. Processing huge amounts of information with incredible speed and perfect accuracy. It's not magic. It's just a very logical machine built for a very specific job. So how do they actually pull this off? Well, it turns out that every single computer in the world, from the tiny one in your watch to a massive government supercomputer, follows the exact same, surprisingly simple, 4-step recipe. And here it is: input, processing, storage, and output. That's it. Seriously, that's the whole secret. This 4-step cycle is the universal formula for computing. Once you get this, you basically understand the fundamental blueprint for every digital device out there. And I really can't stress this enough. Your smartphone, your laptop, the ATM at the bank, a giant server in a data center, they all run on this exact same principle. The parts might be bigger or smaller, but the core logic is always the same. This is the key. All right, so let's actually do this. Let's break down each of these 4 ingredients. We'll take a quick tour through the cycle so you can see what each step really means when the rubber meets the road.
Let's start at the beginning with input. This is a super simple concept. It's just any way we give a computer information, or, tell it what to do. This is the starting gun for the entire process.
And you're giving input all day long without even thinking about it. Every time you type something on your keyboard, tap on an app, talk to a smart assistant, or even just take a picture with your phone, you are providing input. You're giving the computer data to work with. Okay, next up is processing. So the computer has your input. Now what? Well, now its brain gets to work. This is where the instructions get followed and all the number crunching happens. And all this work is done by a little chip called the CPU, the central processing unit. And the speed is it's almost impossible to comprehend. It's not thinking, it's just executing really simple instructions, like add this number or move this data, billions of times every single second. And this is such a critical point. What looks like smarts to us is really just incredible speed. Computers don't understand what they're doing, they don't get context or meaning. They're just ridiculously fast and perfectly obedient rule followers. But for that CPU to follow any rules at all, everything we give it, all our words, our images, our clicks, it all has to be translated into the one and only language that a computer actually understands. And that language is incredibly simple. It's made up of just 2 symbols. These symbols represent tiny little electrical switches that are either off or on. The first symbol, for off, is 0. And the symbol for on is 1. That's the entire language. It's called binary. And why is this so powerful? Because it's foolproof. An electrical signal is either on or it's off. There is no maybe. And that simplicity is what allows computers to perform trillions of calculations without ever making a mistake. Every single photo, every song, every app on your phone is, at the end of the day, just a massive sequence of these simple zeros and ones.
Okay, moving on to our third step. After processing all of those zeros and ones, the computer needs a place to keep that information, and that place is called storage, or as you probably know it, the computer's memory.
Now, there are 2 main types of storage. Think of it like a desk. The computer needs a temporary workspace, that's called RAM, to sort of juggle all the data it's actively working on. But it also needs filing cabinets, like a hard drive, to permanently store your files, your photos, and your apps, even when the power is turned off.
And that brings us to the final step in our cycle, output. This is how the computer shows us what it's done. It's how it takes all that processing and communicates it back to us in a way we can actually understand.
And just like input, output is all around you. It's the words showing up on your screen as you type. It's the music playing from your speakers. It's the document that comes out of your printer. It's the final result of that whole simple loop.
Okay, so let's make this whole abstract recipe feel really tangible. Let's apply it to the most common computer on the planet, the smartphone in your pocket. This is where it all clicks. Just take a look here. When you tap on that touchscreen, that's your input. When the phone's chip runs the app you just opened, that's processing. The photo gallery where all your pictures are saved, that's storage. And of course, everything you see happening on that beautiful display is the output. See? It's a perfect real-world example of that exact four-step model we just learned. And finally, for our last section, it's really crucial to understand that even though computers are unbelievably powerful, there is a very clear line between what they can do and what remains uniquely human.
And this is so important to remember. Computers do not understand emotions. They cannot actually think for themselves. They have no consciousness. Even the most advanced AI you've ever heard of is still just following incredibly complex programming that was written by people. They only do what we tell them to do.
Which leaves us with a final, really important question. If a computer is just a very fast machine that follows instructions, who writes the instructions? And that's the key takeaway. Behind every smart device, there's a human mind that wrote the rules. Computers are amazingly powerful tools, but at the end of the day, we are still the architects.